when there's just one little mark, that means to continue on this path. I figured I'd make this video because not a lot of people know what the signs on the trees mean, and if you're ever wandering in the woods and you see a sign like that, you'll know what it means, and you won't get lost. Unless you want to get lost, and you know what? I'm all for it. Let's get lost purposely. Alright, when you see the two dots, and the top one is facing to the right, that means you're going to bear to your right. And coming up, we have the little rectangles, I'm going to just call them rectangles, the white rectangles on the tree, and the top one is pointing more to the right, so we are bearing to our right. More examples of us continuing. We have one straight ahead that's also continuing. Okay, so now this tree, we see the two rectangles, and the top one is pointing more to the left. So we're gonna bear it to the left. And here we go. We did a good job. You can see that we are on the correct white trail today. We are continuing on. And we got another upcoming one saying we're gonna bear it to the right. And we're continuing on. Continue. We're continuing. And then again, we have that mark. And it says to bear to the right. So we will. And we're on a good sign because we are continuing. Okay, we gotta cross the street in order to continue this trail. Alright. When we are crossing the street, I do put the leash on my dog. I just don't want, you know, him to get distracted and run across the street. When we get deeper in the woods, I got him off leash if no one's around, so he can run around and be free. And here we are back on the trail, as you can see. White rectangle means we are continuing forward. We're deeper in the woods, and I gotta say, I am pretty lucky with my dog. This is Axel, by the way. He is a Siberian Husky, a red woolly Siberian Husky. I thankfully got the opportunity to train him when he was very young, and he's a great listener, which is super helpful. Alright, we are still continuing on this trail. So we got two rectangles. We got one right there, one right there. We know we're on the correct path. Now show us the way, Axel. He's a great dog. I'm very lucky to have him in my life. And I try to make sure he has the best life possible, you know? And along the way I realized by doing that, it's giving me the best life. And I love it that way. I have another great example coming up. So again, we are bearing right. But then we get this. Now at first glance, you may think, what the heck? I don't know what this means, but have no fear, I'm here to help. So it's basically saying you have two options. You can turn left, or you can turn right. So there's two different paths. We can continue left, or we can turn right. And Axel chose left, so I guess we're going left. And it's always good to reassure yourself by finding that rectangle on a tree, make sure you're on the right trail. And I see another one just ahead, so we're doing good. Still continuing on. And sometimes when you're in the woods, you find some random things. Like that. Yep, not creepy at all. Good job, Axel. He loves running around. Sometimes he sees field mice and tries to jump on them. I'm very happy though that he never killed an animal, never tried to hurt anything. He just likes chasing them, which by all means I'm fine with. I mean, dogs will be dogs, and especially huskies, they have that predatory instinct. But I think because I got him when he was so young and I had cats at home, he saw those animals as family and hasn't been, you know, harmful towards any animal. Good job, baby. What a doll. He really is. Good job. We are continuing. Okay, we're continuing on, but we're gonna bear to the right. There we go. Who needs a compass when you have Axel? He knows the way. There is a smell, not such a nice smell, which can mean two things. Either there is a swamp coming up, or there is some sort of decaying body, probably a deer, or I'm assuming maybe like a raccoon. If the smell gets stronger as we approach, that means it could be nearby. Another good thing to know is that, especially if you're walking with your dog, you don't want them to go to that decaying body, because if it wasn't from a hunter, it probably died of some disease, and you do not want your dog to contract that or spread that, so just be on the lookout. Okay, so we found the source of the smell. It's definitely this little area. Axel, do not drink that water. I have your water. So yeah, that's exactly where it's coming from, so we're good. Okay, we're here for a water break. Oh, I know you want some. There you go. What a good boy. All right. Do you want more? Got it. Axel can be very sassy in the morning. Okay, ready to continue on? Let's go. Let's go. Good job. We are continuing, and we are bearing to the right. Good job, Axel. I'm glad you corrected yourself. Yeah, we're bearing to the right, buddy. Axel found something very important. While he does that, I'm gonna drink some water from my handy dandy backpack. Carry this backpack, which is great. I can hold his water, my water, and like a first aid kit just in case. You never know. What's awesome about this is that you can also lock it, so when you're walking, it doesn't spill. He'll be here all day. All right, I'm gonna continue. We started a new trail, which is the Orange Trail, and it's the same symbolism. Top rectangle indicates to turn left. As you can see over here, here's another trail. That's the start of a blue trail. When there's two rectangles at the bottom and one on top, so it kind of looks like one big triangle, that means it's the start of a trail. But we're not gonna go on that one today. We are still on the orange path, but if you look over here, you can see the start of the green trail. Again, with that indication, the two rectangles at the bottom and the one centered in the middle on top, that means it's the start of a new trail. All right, and we are approaching the last symbol you should know. This symbol means it's the end of the white trail. There you go. So now for a quick little recap, if this wasn't here, we would be turning right. If this one wasn't here, we'd be turning left. If both of these top ones weren't here, we'd just be continuing on. And if this guy was over here, that would be the start of the trail. But this is the end of the trail. Thank you for joining us. Axel, would you like to say anything? Okay, that says a lot. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, and have a beautiful rest of your day.